I gotta learn the words to songs. I gotta learn the words to songs. Honey, I mind is right. Trying to give up my pain. I don't know. That's all right, sweet. I don't feel like singing. Go ahead and start the show. Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of Who Wake and Bake with BeMo. Shababa. Good morning, I'm your host BeMo, your culture analyst, your prognosticator, your bullshit talker. I don't know, your inspiration for the morning. I'm hoping you're having a good morning. I'm hoping that our week off didn't tear you apart too bad. I want to make sure we're saying good morning to the light bulb of my nightstand, okay, to the brightness of my screen on my monitor. Make sure we're saying good morning to the lady of the house. Good morning, lady of the house.
Good morning, sweetheart.
How you feel?
Okay.
What you say?
Okay. How you feel?
Keep talking.
Hi.
I don't know
What's
if the people can hear you for real.
Okay. I'm right in front of the mic, so.
Okay, well, good morning to the people. We have, as always, we want to shout out the Washington Informer Bridge, WIBridgeDC.com or WIBridgeDC at WIBridge, all social media platforms. Make sure you follow them so you can stay abreast of all the great things that are happening within the city and without the city and through the city and for the city and because of the city. Shout out to the Washington Informer Bridge. We'll start doing some partner curated posts with them very soon. If you're on Instagram, make sure you come check us out on YouTube. You got the full screen video. You can hear the lady of the house. I don't know about loud, but you can hear her clearly today. We're going to figure out that during the break. We have some wonderful things we want to talk about this morning. This morning, we want to, we took a week off last week because lady of the house had some things she had to do for the betterment of her career. So while she was gone, I definitely was paying attention to some of the things we're saying and some of the things that were going on. And I think this morning we have a very interesting conversation. We're going to play White Girl Bingo. Are we ready for White Girl Bingo, sweetheart?
Yeah.
We're going to play White Girl Bingo. We're going to have a conversation about an art gallery I saw from a very good friend of the show. You know what I mean? A Wake and Bake with BeMo night, if you will. I haven't been calling them the Wake and Bake with BeMo nights this season, but y'all are the Wake and Bake with BeMo nights. We have a great conversation there. But first, we have a wonderful conversation that I want to continue about the types of ownership that are happening within Blackness and try to figure out what is our responsibility to each other as it pertains to methods of capital. But before we even get there, I want to make sure we shout out the new Blueprint newsletter. Make sure you go check out the new Blueprint newsletter, BeMoBrown.substack.com. It's on if you're on the YouTube and the Twitter, and you can see the lower third right now. Make sure you go visit that. Check out the newest article that we just dropped from the newsletter, which is The Writings of the White N-Word. Those of you who are already Wake and Bake with BeMo nights, you already know that the white N-word is
White.
You don't even have to say it specially. You could just call them white to their face. So definitely go read that out. Read the written machination of this exiled revolutionary to figure out what's going on there. And with that being said, sweetheart, I feel like I've done enough prepping and talking and getting people ready for the situation. Is it time for the show?
Yeah, it's time for the show.
It's time for the show? It's time for the show, Data.
We got Yaj.
Who in the house? Yeah.
Yaj.
Yaj, good morning, man. How you doing, brother? You doing all right? I sent you on tour, all right?
Oh, yeah, right?
I sent you on tour. Your hair getting long. You're looking pretty. What's up, man?
And good vibe tribe.
Good vibe, tribe.
Good morning.
Who we got on something? I got Chris Allen on here. What's up, Chris Allen, huh?
Hey.
I'm talking getting out. I wonder if I will. Lately I've been thinking about a house on the hill. That's my jam, by the way. If you didn't know, that goes platinum in the Nappy Palace. If you feel what I'm saying. Good morning, huh?
It's a summertime hit.
It is a summertime.
In the summer.
I do play it in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I play it in the shower while I'm trying to get ready for my day. I'm talking getting out. I wonder if I will. Maybe I should have sang that at the beginning of the show instead of my attempts to sing some Afro beats, because Lord have mercy, I don't know what she's saying unless I'm reading the lyrics along with the song. Anyway, let's get to the show. Lady of the house. What we talking about first?
I don't know. You tell me.
What we talking about? So, I think it was a week ago or a couple weeks ago now, we played a video, which we're going to play here in a moment, but we played a video that was exposing the strategy of Black ownership within capitalism. It was a video that created a dichotomy between, we'll call the Charlemagne way and the Dame Dash way, or the Jay-Z way and the Tyler Perry way, right? There are two different perspectives in which you can own Black capital and grow blackly, and they have been exposed pretty recently in public. But anyway, there is one perspective that says, I build and I create an asset so that I can sell portions of this asset so that I can scale up and make sure I can get as much money as possible, right? And then there is another perspective of business. We call that first perspective of business. We'll call it the Jay-Z way. We'll call that the Charlemagne way, because these individuals have been known to say, hey, what does it mean to own 0 or 100% of nothing? Then there is the other way. There's the Dame Dash way. There's the Tyler Perry way, which I have 100% ownership of everything that I have, and everything that I'm trying to do for Blackness, through Blackness, from Blackness is being monetized from Black people 100%. I got all Black labor in this situation. We're creating the systems, the relevant Black systems that'll take us to a liberated point. And I feel like sometimes when we talk about that, it's so nebulous. Like, we're talking about capitalism, which is what's an economic and governmental strategy. We're talking about different strategies of ownership, which feels like so nebulous to the people who don't have money, who don't have access to capital, who aren't interested in ownership. I'm going to show you why I think the difference between the two strategies is so important. And it just so happens that an organization they're called The Gathering Spot is going through a bit of Black turbulation, if you will. The Gathering Spot is going through a bit of a Black turbulation. Sweetheart, if you could show some of these pictures, I think it's responsibility via the job. And I believe it's you got to click through, because I didn't gave it up first. But if you haven't been paying attention, last year, May 2022, The Gathering Spot, which when they came to DC, they told me they were like a Black country club. Right? And which I said, I don't know if niggas need country clubs, but I appreciate you building a space intentionally for Blackness, for Blackness, by Blackness, for the benefit of Blackness. We appreciate you, Gathering Spot. Okay? That's TK and Ryan. These are the founders of The Gathering Spot. I shook their hand in Park, on 14th. Shook their hand in the club. You know what that means, sweetheart. That means there's a mutual respect. You shake a nigga hand in the club, that means you got respect for life, right? That's how it goes. Is that how it work?
I guess.
Okay. I shook the nigga's hand in the club. I agreed with what they said. I said, you know what? I don't know if we need this type of classism, but we definitely need a spot for Black people, by Black people, for the benefit of Black folks. Right? Right?
Yeah.
In May 2022, The Gathering Spot was acquired for $50 million, which I feel like is a lot of money. Right? That's a lot of money. $50 million by Greenwood Bank. Now, if you've been paying attention, Greenwood Bank is a Black founded bank, right? This is the bank that Killer Mike was being an ambassador for, I think it was during the pandemic, all under this mindset. In order to free Black folks, we need to have central places for Black money, right? That's what they said. So Greenwood Bank, The Gathering Spot, two Black institutions. One acquired the other Black institution. If I'm not mistaken, sweetheart, I believe they got the Paul Robeson Negro of the Week award for the innovative approach of creating more black capital by acquiring black spaces that create black capital. Fast forward a year, I don't know if y'all was paying attention, but over the weekend, there was some spicy drama coming out of the Jack and Jill gathering spot, country club, spaces of blackness. Oh, I'm finna go in. I can feel it right now. There was some drama that was going on. TK, the CEO of the gathering spot, was fired. And replaced by a board recommendation from Greenwood Bank. Now, sweetheart, we don't got to be geniuses on the show, but I want you to guess who's on the board at Greenwood Bank. Is it the same black representatives that they was putting in our face when they said Greenwood Bank was coming alive? No. Who was it, sweetheart? Go ahead, tell me about it.
Somebody white.
It was the white man's. They put the white man's on the board for Greenwood Bank. What does that mean, BeMo? What are you saying? What I'm saying is this conversation started off, I want to remind you, this conversation started off with a dichotomy. The dichotomy of ownership, right? On one end, we had the Jay-Z and Charlamagne side. On the other end, we had the Tyler Perry and Dame Dash side. Own 50%, 10%, 20%, whatever percent of your business, sell it off to other people so that you can scale. That's the Charlamagne way. Own 100% of your situation, own all of your positions and label, and make your money through blackness, for the benefit of blackness. That is the Dame Dash way. Now, what happened with Greenwood Bank? What we see with Greenwood Bank and the gathering spot is we see a clash, right? So just remind you, TK fired from the gathering spot. The Greenwood Bank uses their white board of directors to replace him with a white man. The members of the gathering spot, including, what's that boy from TMZ? Van Jones? Van Latham? What's not Van Latham? Van Jones? Van Latham. Van? No. Van Jones said the reason why we go to the gathering spot is so that we can be in a space for black, by black, for the benefit of blackness. The moment you replace the chief financial officer or the chief executive officer or any C-suite nigga with a non-nigga, you are now going against the mission and purpose of why people join the gathering spot. Exactly. How did this happen? I believe, I could be totally wrong, but I believe Ryan and TK were on the Dame Dash train. I got 100% of this thing. I built it for us. I built it by us. Now I want to sell it back to us so I can go on to the next thing. But the Greenwood Bank was not on that same time.
No.
The Greenwood Bank was on, I want to acquire as much as possible. I want to scale, and I want to make sure this bank is making as much money as possible. And as much money as possible is code word for sell it to white people too. So then when these situations arise, the question always comes to my mind, the same question I've been asking since season 2. What are we supposed to do with niggas with money? What are we supposed to do? A moment ago, it was nebulous. If Jay-Z wants to keep, what's that boy name? Basquiat's pictures in the living room for the benefit of his kids, I mean, I guess. It's a little selfish, but do we all need Basquiat? I guess not. I mean, probably not. That's one thing. But when we take it to actual gathering spaces, spaces for and designed by, with the benefit of black people in mind, when we sell those spaces so that white people can also enjoy them, so that a few individuals can scale up their financial aptitude, I don't know. I don't know. But what I see in this situation is a beautiful example. So right now, the gathering spot is in litigation. They are suing Greenwood Bank for missing a few payments, for fraud. But one of the other things that the gathering spot is suing for is to reclaim ownership of the gathering spot. Why? Because I gave it to y'all and you fucked it up. I told you I wanted an all-black space, and the first thing you do was fire my founder and replace him with a white boy? No. I want my shit back. Yeah. I want my shit back. I ain't time to play. Y'all niggas was playing outside every day, okay? Playing ass, little ass niggas. Anyway, So that's the real life implication, right? We've seen the Gathering Spot. We now see Greenwood Bank, 2 Black-owned institutions. One institution is being semi-controlled by a board of directors that aren't Black. Another institution was founded by 2 members who gave that power to Greenwood Bank. Mm-hmm. And I'm seeing on the internet, a lot of people got smoke for the Gathering Spot right now. A lot of people got smoke for the Gathering Spot. A lot of people had smoke for, sweetheart, you can go back a picture. A lot of people had smoke for Shea Moisture as well. Shea Moisture sold themselves. I remember Richard Dishel, what's the boy name? Richard, what's his name? That boy, the boy who founded Shea Moisture. He said he got the recipe for shea butter from his ancestors in Africa, sold it out his trunk in New York, became every favorite Black person's favorite Black brand. But then he saw that scary word. He saw that word scale, sweetheart. He saw the infinite possibilities of being a beauty brand, of being Maybelline or Revlon or what's a really old one?
Estee Lauder.
Estee Lauder. He saw the gleam of being in those realms. And instead of doubling down on his people, he sold to Unilever for $400 million and decided to give $20 to Black folks as a thank you. Richard, I forgot his name that fast. Richard Lou Dennis. Thank you, Donovan. Thank you, Donovan. I won't reveal why you know, but I appreciate you.
And he also said Van Lathan, not Van Jones.
It's Van Lathan?
That's what he said.
Who's Van Jones?
Van Jones is that lawyer, right?
Who's Van Lathan?
That the TMZ guy, right?
That's not the same nigga?
No. Van Jones was helping Kim Kardashian become a lawyer, right?
I don't know, nigga. I thought they was the same. No. I thought his name was Van Lathan Jones. That's not him? Are they both dark-skinned and bald?
Yeah.
Wow.
The political guy is Van Jones. Yeah. Yeah, he's a lawyer.
Hey, one of y'all niggas got, what's your real name if your name is Van? Donovan? Or Van?
Could be.
Vanessa? Anyway.
Van Lee.
Yeah, Shea Moisture caught that same smoke when they decided to join Unilever and sell parts of themselves or full of themselves to Unilever. And it's not the selling that I think that upsets folks, Black folks specifically. It's the what about us? Yeah. I thought we were creating a space for us, by us, for the benefit of us. I turn around and now we got white girls using coconut oil. What? I thought these were the secrets. Anyway. And then lastly, you know who's not catching smoke for this same thing? We see the Gathering Spot is catching smoke. We see Shea Moisture is catching smoke. We see Greenwood Bank is catching smoke. We see Spill is catching smoke because they want to expand beyond just the Black demographic. You know who's not catching smoke right now? Rihanna. And this leads me, and maybe because Black women are a little more compassionate and empathetic, therefore I can think more empathetically about them. But how often do they gotta cut the grass around here? God damn. Anyway, when I look at Rihanna's face and I see that she recently stepped down as CEO and was replaced by a white woman, I wonder, and then I hear the rumors, same thing that happened at Greenwood Bank and the Gathering Spot, is that although Rihanna stepped down and although she is an owner and founder of the situation, this hire may have been a board recommendation. Right. But in either case, you got these board members suggesting white folks step into these positions that are supposed to be, that should be for Black folks. But then I think about should. Then I think about deserve. Then I think about responsibility. Do these individuals, and let me just put it on Rihanna's back right now, because we didn't talk about Jay-Z, we didn't talk about Richard Lou Dennis, we didn't talk about Ryan and TK, we didn't talk about the founders of Greenwood Bank. Let's put it in the lap of this Black woman. Is there a responsibility? Is Rihanna responsible for hiring another Black CEO?
I mean, you would think that, but she doesn't own 100% of the company, so.
Would that be the hill you would die on, though?
What?
Okay, she don't own 100% of the company, right? Cool, whatever. But like, she is still the star of the company.
Yeah.
How hard are we expecting Rihanna to go to make sure that the next CEO of Fenty is black? Knowing that there is a tragic minority of black people and women in C-suite positions at Fortune 500 companies. How hard were we expecting Rihanna to go to make sure a black woman was replacing her as CEO? And is that her responsibility?
Are you
Yeah, I was asking you. I was asking you, sweetheart.
Okay.
I was asking you. How hard were we expecting Rihanna to go to replace herself as CEO? And is that her responsibility?
I feel like it's hard to quantify how hard, but I think she should have, at least strongly advocated for and pushed for, a black CEO to replace her. But I can't also see her like, begging or, anything like that.
Begging?
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, please, please, LVMH, please buy her a black woman.
Right. And is it her responsibility?
Is it her responsibility? Like, is that in the...
Has she ever really done anything for blackness?
Uh-oh, Drake. What you say? Has she ever done anything for black? Like specifically
yeah.
for blackness? Not just, I'm black in this space, but I want to do things to make sure other black people in this space?
Right. Because we know Beyonce has.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't think of any moment in time that Rihanna has done that. I mean, the most I could say is probably her fashion shows, but it includes everybody. So.
So you asked me a question before we got on, and then I read just a little quick article right as we were about to jump on. The question was that you asked me, sweetheart, I think it was something like, who was she supposed to replace herself with?
Yeah.
Right? So I just said a second ago, there's a tragic minority of black people and women in these C-suite positions. Mm-hmm. So was Rihanna supposed to find one of these minorities? Was she supposed to tap into the talented 90 energy and be like, you know what? I know there are plenty of black folks out here with the skill who have never had the experience. Let me give them their first C-suite job at this Fortune 500 company. Was that what she was supposed to do? Would that have been the revolutionary thing to do?
Yeah, it would have been revolutionary.
But, Are you confused?
Yeah, because I feel like supposed to, but then I'm also thinking like, shouldn't we have a responsibility to our race and to uphold?
Right. If on this show we constantly say, or we constantly make fun of the people who are fighting for liberation and fighting for justice, but then have all these rules of what it means to be liberated. Is this one of these rules? Like, is it unfair for me to expect black folks to advance blackness? If the solution is really getting rid of the whole racial caste system, is it unfair to expect black folks to give back to blackness?
I don't think it is, because pretty much every other race does that for their own,
Damn, that's true.
Right. We the only ones.
Damn, that's kind of true.
Yeah.
Damn, that's kind of true. And I don't want to get into a comparative analysis here, but when you look at the Jewish folks, they do that. You look at the Amish folks, you do that. You look at the Japanese people, they do that.
Right.
You look at the Chinese, you look at they do that. You look at white folks, they do that. But when it comes to us,
right,
who's best for the job?
Every man for themselves.
Yeah. And that, what's crazy? And it's not even every man for themselves. I believe niggas feel like if they provide for their families and their community, they've done enough. That's the solution. This is community by providing for the people who are immediately around me. I don't know, man. Maybe because I'm not a nigga with money yet or ever will be. I don't know. Maybe because I'm not a CEO. Well, I guess I am sort of. Well, like maybe because I haven't been acquired and haven't had to replace myself with someone else. It don't seem that hard. It don't seem that difficult to go find a black person who was qualified for the position as a black person.
Yeah.
And now if I was white, I could see how that'd be difficult. I wouldn't know where to look. Right. But as a black person, I know what the CEO niggas are.
Yeah.
I know CEO nigga strategies. And specifically nigga strategies from CEOs. Yeah. I know this. Could they step in and be the CEO of Fenty? I don't know. But I think a fair question is, when we look at these situations, we got smoke for Shea Moisture for selling to Unilever and leaving us without a prominent black hair care product for a few years because another black product stepped up in its absence. We have smoke for them. If we wanted to have smoke for Honey Pot because they sold themselves to Unilever, although they didn't, if we have smoke for Jay-Z and his strategy of building wealth through labor that's not controlled by himself, if we have smoke for Charlemagne, who's doing the same thing, smoke for Kevin Hart, whose new special is trash, by the way, do the same thing, then should we have that same energy for Rihanna? Should we be expecting black folks to do more for themselves so that the race can advance? Or are we all supposed to be like, oh, look at you. Oh, we're so proud, Rihanna. Good job. You replace yourself with a white woman. We're so proud. We're so proud that your business can scale. We're so proud that your family is making more money. Meanwhile, I'm still in the ghetto where they cut the grass every 3 days. I don't understand. Noise pollution. We got any comments, sweetheart? Or what are your thoughts before we get to the comments?
Yeah, I feel like she does have a responsibility to the race. But like I said, I don't know if she's ever actually done anything for blackness specifically. So
I wonder what the people think. What do people think? Do you think that Rihanna, the boys at the Gathering Spot and the folks at Greenwood and the leaders of business and BET, do you think these individuals have a responsibility to over-index solutions towards black companies? Is it the same thing we did to Obama? Like we expected Obama to fix all the black problems, although he was the president of the United States?
Right.
Is that a wrong expectation? You know, I'm still figuring this out, sweetheart. I don't know if I have a blueprint for it yet.
It's still building.
It's still building?
Yeah.
It don't feel right though. It don't feel right that, and I'm thinking about Fenty specifically. It don't feel right that they built that company off a black body and black bodies. And then at the first chance they get, they replace the founder with a white woman with experience. And you know, I'm wondering if they fired TK, because I also read a report last night on the Gathering Spot that Greenwood Bank is mad that they don't feel like the Gathering Spot is as profitable as they want it to be. But like, and I wonder if that's why they fired TK, because TK was like, oh, this is good. We're still building. We're still growing. I know my people. We'll be here in a moment. Yeah. And Greenwood Bank wants it now. So they were like, I'm going to replace you and put somebody in here that I know is going to make money for me right now, even though if that's cutting some of the blackness out of your program.
Also, I feel like if it wasn't making money, why would they acquire it?
So they could make it money. So they could be the new Soho House. So it could be the new Dumbo House. So it could be the new country club, essentially. It's the same thing that Spill did. It's the same thing that nigga said in Spill. It's like, yes, we are building a space for us, by us, for the benefit of us, but we want to make sure that after it gets to a certain level, we expose it to everybody. So the Asians and whites and everybody can enjoy this situation. And I wonder if Greenwood Bank wants to do the same thing. Instead of having this Gathering Spot specifically for blackness, I wonder if the profitability of blackness is so low that, you know what, we got to get you out of here so we can bring this white boy. And the crazy thing about it, unless Greenwood goes under, the Gathering Spot will be successful.
Yeah. They
will make money because the cultural house business strategy is already successful. Mm-hmm. 'Cause, 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 'cause What else we got?
We got some comments.
What we got?
We got some people on Instagram. Be the Great. He said, keep it going, bro.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
We got Unoya.
Unoya.
Billboard bloke.
Hey, what's up, man?
He said,
that's Chris.
Oh, hey. Oh, Chris Cardi?
Yeah.
Oh, it used to be the district bloke before.
Yeah.
Okay. He said, good morning to the lady of the house. Sup, BeMo.
Sup?
Josh said Van Lathan Jones is hilarious.
That's the same nigga, man. You cannot. It's the two different people.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me shut my horror mouth. Go ahead.
Micah said yes, and good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
Micah. We also got Rodwa. Hey.
Rodwa!
Oh.
It's about time for that coffee, Rodwa. It's about time.
Not sure how to pronounce this. I don't want to butcher it. Hediley Sunshine.
Hediley Sunshine?
Hediley Sunshine.
That's my homegirl, Erica. What up, Erica?
Oh, hi.
Erica! What happened to Erica Americas? No, it's okay.
Oh, we got Naya.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey. And then Micah said, I feel like I've said this on the show before, but reminder, Robin is not an American black person. That's what I was thinking. I didn't want to say it, though, but she's not. Right. Exactly. She goes way out of her way on behalf of the people she actually considers to be her people. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. She's not a black, like, she's not American black.
Okay.
On YouTube.
I guess.
Drew said, good morning. Hey, Drew.
Guess. Let me look at her. The women look at her Bayesian, or was it Barbasian?
Bayesian. Yeah,
let me look at her Bayesian impact. She ain't replaced it with no Bayesian, but go ahead. Right. Go ahead.
Yeah, we got Drew. He said good morning. Donovan Mack said,
wake me up!
Van Jones.
That's not what he said.
Van Jones' real name is Anthony.
What? How? Go ahead. I don't want to know. I don't care.
Drew said, if black folks don't advance blackness, nobody will. Facts.
Facts.
And then he said, taking care of your community first is important because you solve problems at home before venturing out. Right.
Very true.
Nothing makes me more confident in my comedy skills than seeing how trash Kevin Hart is and he's making so much money.
Yo, I've only watched like 3 clips from the Kevin Hart special that's on Peacock right now. But like all his jokes sound like jokes that like we grew up with.
Yeah.
It didn't sound like.
You know, as you were listening to it, I thought you were listening to an old special.
No.
Wow.
No, like all his jokes are like, he's either out of touch. Like some of the jokes are jokes that we make on Twitter. He's either like not on Twitter, out of touch, or he just like sucks now. Or he too focused on that damn money. Mm-hmm. Too focused on that damn money. He done lost the genius. I heard Quincy Jones. Did you know that Quincy Jones was the founder of Vibe magazine? Every time I think I'm getting away from Quincy Jones, that nigga's still there. Anyway, Quincy Jones said when we start talking about money, creativity and God leaves the room. And I feel like this all this nigga talk about is money. I feel like I watched the interview series of him on Peacock. This man don't have no prepared questions. They aren't deep. It's not a great interview series. He's just talking to people about like trauma they've been through and letting them guide themselves through interviews. Then I'm watching the TV special. I don't know why this became a critique of Kevin Hart all of a sudden, but I'm watching the comedy special. It's not funny. It's old jokes. But he's got the liquor brand on stage. I see this nigga name everywhere as it comes to like brand endorsements, but this man hasn't been funny in a long time.
Since there's like a certain level of hunger, you know, when you're.
Yeah. Cause Seriously Funny?
Right.
My God.
Right.
My goodness. Seriously Funny will go down as one of the funniest specials I've ever seen. It was seriously funny. We got any more comments?
Chris said Van differentiator key.
So there are 2 different Van, and other people knew this?
Yes. Van. Yes. Van, Lathan equals good and Jones equals mid.
Hey, this reminds me of the time when I, on the show, discovered that Kylie Jenner is a white girl. That is a white girl.
Not even mixed. She both parents white.
God damn. What? All right, y'all, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to roll this blunt. We're going to play ToneChe by my man Michael Robinson featuring Tashira. Make sure you check that out on all streaming platforms and video watching Well, it's only on one video watching platform. Are there other video watch Vimeo? Niggas going to Vimeo?
That's a good question.
I mean, I go to Vimeo when there's a certain bootleg things on there, or Daily Motion. You remember Daily Motion? No, that's all right.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to get this.
Are you trying to get this video popping? My bad, sweetheart. Wait, how'd you get the sources to the other side?
I told you this. Don't even worry about it.
That's all right, though. We'll be right back with more Wake and Bake with BeMo. Damn, I ain't like that.
Okay.
Baby, can we? Oh, baby, please. Down on my knees, but I ain't begging, baby. I'm just trying to change. Mind over matter. I'll be the better. Home run sad, nothing but dimples and laughter after I change. Wanna take some time. Something in your tone kinda sounds like you're about to change. I wanna take my time. I can hear it in your voice. Oh, you might as well just change. Wasting your time. I'm not gonna change. Don't have the time, even if I wanna change. Maybe for a little while.
And I'm laughing at the transition, sweetheart. It was so smooth and well faded. I appreciate you. You said we got some comments?
Yeah. Good Vibe Tribe says,
Good vibe, tribe. Go ahead.
it's not funny anymore. Tell different jokes in quotes.
Who, Kevin Hart?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Drew
We
said-
get it. You little.
Right. Damn.
Jesus.
Drew said art takes a hit when money gets involved. The machine wants artists to churn out generic, mind-numbing material that can be sold to the masses for profit. It's why AI is such a threat.
I think we have to talk about it on Thursday.
Yeah.
Because the thing that's happening, although people want to say that the SAG and the Writers Guild strikes are kind of like small because it's about movie and television shows, but TV, radio, and film are the forefronts of how we record memory.
Right.
It is more than entertainment. It's more than, oh, I watched The Bear. It's the emotional connection that you have to a piece of media that allows you to continually express your life in romantic ways outside of your own, like, cognization. Yeah. So, like, the fact that those things are being suppressed by a machine and individuals who are only worried about finances is scary as fuck.
Right.
And we should talk about that on Thursday. We're not going to talk about it today because I didn't write it down in my thing. And there's other things I want to talk. What else we want to talk about today? We got Maurice and what you want to play now? You want to play White Girl Bingo? You want?
Comments.
Huh?
We got some
go ahead. Go with the comments while I roll this blunt.
Drew said, true, genuine art where people invest their heart and soul into it takes time. It isn't for everyone, but it's nourishing to the audience who wants it.
Mm-hmm.
People aren't algorithms and codes. We can tell when something has been generalized and half-assed by a computer. For black creatives...
Are you sure? And who is we? Maybe the we in that question is not as universal as we think it is.
Oh, that...
Because I'm watching niggas be fooled. So there's a new nasty trend in which they are depicting stars nude via AI.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, this is not new. Like, we've been juxtaposing faces onto fake bodies since you could do it, since pictures, essentially. Yeah. I forgot why I was saying that. Oh, but these pictures, when people retweet them and people talk about them, there is a confusion in the comments. Because AI has gotten better. The fingers don't look weird anymore. If you go look at Curry's page, you go look at all the things that Curry is generating through AI for blackness. These images don't look weird anymore. The technology is definitely getting better. And I want you to know the technology that is available to us is a commercial technology. What do you think Warner Brothers has?
Right.
What do you think Disney has?
What do you think they've had for decades at this
right.
point?
On Thursday. Keep going with the comments.
Also, I thought you were going to refer to that trend on TikTok where the people are acting like AI or NPCs.
Oh, I'm going to get... You know what? We'll talk about that on Thursday.
Right.
We'll talk about that on Thursday.
Yeah.
Because I think that is more... We'll talk about it on Thursday.
Drew says, for black creatives, we're in the modern day John Henry versus the machine, fighting for our rights to exist in an already predominantly white mediocrity space.
Drew, I'd like you to meet Maurice. Drew Maurice. One of the war bonds, if you remember correctly, was John Henry.
Yeah. Good Vibe Tribe says, I love her voice. That run was beautiful.
Oh, Tashira?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wasting your time. That's all I know. Huh?
Okay, sweetheart. Drew said, the writers and actors strike is much bigger than they say. It's about individuals, you and me included, having the rights to our own image.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Someone could take Wake and Bake with BeMo and have your face supporting Ron DeSantis for all we know.
I'm saying.
Right.
Speaking of Ron DeSantis, have you noticed that the white folks are over Ron DeSantis?
Oh, yeah. I thought he was going to be their savior.
No.
This man is wild.
This man is wild. He only focused on black issues.
Right.
You can call it whatever you want to call it. You can call it woke. You can call it anti-woke. But you can call it don't say gay, but you focused on black issues, baby. I don't give a fuck what you call it.
Drew said lots of AI apps are sneaking into the terms and conditions, surrendering your rights when you take a picture of your face. Right.
Oh, damn. Pass me a tip, sweetheart.
And on Instagram, Chris said he been smoking that AI art, talking about
Curry been killing that shit.
And Maurice said, Brother Maurice is here.
Yeah, Brother Maurice is here. We're going to talk about you here in a second, Maurice. We're going to do a whole review of your gallery here in a moment. But first, sweetheart, or the lady of the house, Imani, she was at a training. I feel like every time you're around these white folks, something wild happens.
Oh yeah, because they
white people want to be your friend. What do you say?
They don't know how to control themselves.
Sure don't.
Also, I'm laughing at what Chris said. You see it?
What do you say?
You got to see it.
Oh, Ron, this ain't us.
Yeah, I think they're excited to say they know a black person.
Yeah. And so what happens in this excitement, sweetheart?
They just start, it's like word vomit. Like they just start saying basically everything that, what am I trying to say?
I don't know.
all of the like the keywords and the sound bites that you assume that white people would say, they end up saying them.
Like a bingo card.
Yeah. So,
do you have your bingo card in front of you? Do you have the 5 phrases that got you the white girl bingo?
I got 7, but
oh shit. Blackout. What you got?
Okay. The first thing was being called racist is just as bad as the N-word. All of these are statements that were said to me directly.
In your face.
In my face.
In hushed tone?
Yes, in hushed tone.
Of course.
Specifically that statement. Like, she wouldn't say racist out loud. She said, oh, racist. Right.
It's as bad as the N-word.
As bad
Did
as
she
the
say
N-word.
nigger?
No, she didn't. She said the N-word. Right.
Incorrect. Go ahead. What else?
She said, I kept thinking about it for days, and people kept asking me if I was all right. And I was like, no. She was sitting there all.
Oh, you got to tell me the whole. What happened? What happened?
She was in, I think, Detroit, I want to say, and she was talking about she was with her boyfriend. They're walking around looking at the architecture and the bluffs and the mountains and just taking it all in. And she whispered a black man was on a bike behind her, and he kept barking at her. And she turned around, was like, what was happening? But just turned back around because, like, that's all he did.
Yeah. So
he did it maybe 2 or 3 more times. And then he started yelling at her and called her racist or something. And I guess he told her to move. I don't really know because she wasn't clear on exactly what he was trying to say. And so then she was talking about how hurt she was, and she's not a racist. And she said something about he called her boyfriend white boy, or I don't know, something like that. So yeah, that's the context.
Oh, geez.
Right.
And so she's been traumatized, and she feels like that's as bad
as the N-word.
Keep going.
Then she said, I don't want to be like that, but I have black friends. I even have a black friend that's like a mother to me, and I talk to her all the time and tell her I love her. Right.
So she got a black friend and a black mammy. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Then she said, we don't even know for sure if my family owns slaves.
We don't even know for sure if my family owns slaves. Also, what a statement.
Her father worked for NASA, so, you know, take that as you will.
They own slaves.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then she said, I try to judge people on the content of their character. Right. And then she went into going to the Caribbean and talking about the country she went to and how nice and welcoming the people were. Yeah, right. Oh, another one. She mentioned George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and the others because she couldn't remember their names.
Damn!
Right. I think there was one more point, but that's all I can remember for now.
She couldn't do the starting 5? She only had the 2?
Right.
God.
I was like, is this real life? Like, I didn't know people really talk like this. But she didn't talk to me the last day I was, at the class. So I figured either she realized she went too far or maybe my face was saying something. Oh. She did not talk to me.
She had that counsel with her black mother after the thing. Like, yeah, I told her all these things. Mm-hmm. That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, sweetheart, I appreciate the white girl bingo. We got to make a little card. What else should be on the bingo list? Let's see here. I don't interact with white folks enough that I get these, what are these called, microaggressions?
Yeah, I think so.
Wake and Bake with BeMo Nice, do me a favor. Jump into these comments real fast and give me some of your favorite white microaggressions, okay? I need your favorite white microaggressions.
We got some comments.
Oh, we got some comments already? Go for it.
Naya said, LOL, getting your feelings hurt and being oppressed systematically is not the same, ma'am. Right. Right.
Getting your feelings hurt and being oppressed systematically.
Right.
2 different things. 2 different things. Who said that?
Naya.
That's true, though. It's so true.
Akila said, Grand Rising BeMo, Lady of the House, and BeMo Nights, happy
Akila!
Hey, Akila.
It's been so long, Akila.
Right. And then Naya said, she said all the things. She did.
Yeah. She said them all.
Yeah. And
that's all of them? She won 7 for 7?
Yeah. I feel like there was one more, but I can't remember right now. And then Drew said, this is the whitest shit I've heard in the past month, and I live in Texas during July 4th. Right.
That's crazy. How did it make you feel, sweetheart? Express your, let's work through your emotions. My emotions!
It took me back to being in high school when my history teacher asked me if any people in my family were slaves. And I was like, yeah. That's what it felt like to me. Like, why are you saying these things?
Why are you asking me this?
Right.
What you think? Right. What do you think?
yeah, it's just it felt like she was trying to connect but didn't really know how to, and I'm like, it just, I'm a person, like you, I don't know.
So, walk me through your dream scenario where she does come up to you, connects with you, and then y'all go on to be friends.
And see,
how would that happen?
Initially, we were talking about like clothes and outfits and stuff, like where she gets her outfits from. It could have been that, and then turned into, because she was also talking about her travels and places she's been. It could have been that, talking about life experiences versus race.
Came in
how
hot.
I have black friends and
Jesus. What am I supposed to say to you got black friends? Oh, I want to be one. Is that what?
Yeah, right.
Ooh.
Right.
Yeah, I want to know some of your favorite microaggressions from white folks. It's been a long time.
We got a few from Drew.
What we got?
He says, "You're so well spoken."
Oh
my God.
Yeah.
You're so well mannered.
Oh.
You know both your parents. That's crazy. If you can say it, why can't I? Oh, and she's 40, so it's not like
I thought this was a young white girl. I didn't know that part.
No.
It's a 40-year-old woman?
40-year-old woman with a 14-year-old son.
Lord have
right.
mercy. Lord have mercy. I hope you don't like black girls. Or black boys. Because my goodness. What else we got?
That's all we got. Yeah, basically, I feel like I don't know if we have a lot of work to do, but they do.
Yeah, they do. As I was writing I finished up the white N-word for the new Blueprint newsletter. So now I can focus on the recap from the parlor. But as I was writing the white N-word, it dawned on me, do white people have a Martin Luther King? Like, not like someone they all love. No, specifically, is there a white person who's trying to convince white people that whiteness is poisonous? Like the fact that the system of racial caste was developed for the benefit of white people has actually limited white people. Is there a white person who is doing that? Do they have a Martin Luther King? I'll go further back in time. Do they have a W.E.B. Du Bois, a thinker? Do they have a Booker T. Washington, a capitalist who tried to figure out segregation and still work? I'll go further back. Do they have a Frederick Douglass? Do they have an abolitionist? A nigga who will at least write about the bravery it takes to break away from this system? I'll go back even further. Do they have a Harriet Tubman? Do they have anyone who is trying to escape them from plantations? I'll go back even further. Do they have a Kunta Kinte? Do they have at least one person saying, no, that's not my name? I'll go back even further. Do they have unnamed niggas who jumped off the boat? No. The answer to all of those questions is no. Boy, I'm afraid for white folks, man. I'm scared, man.
Yeah.
I'm scared, man, because this race thing is going to fall down. It's already falling down, and white people are panicking.
They are shook. Yeah.
White people are scared. That's why they're hanging on to old blueprints. Yeah, let's get Ron DeSantis in here. That's all I know. All I know is to talk about black issues from the white side. That's all I know. My goodness. But yeah, when we were writing the white N-word, it was like, oh, this became very clear. There is no liberator of the white space within white people.
No.
Therefore, there's nobody who wrote the book for white people that's like, hey, maybe you shouldn't approach black people this way. They still listening to us.
Right.
That's kind of crazy to think about.
And you know the closest people I can think of for whiteness would be like maybe Karl Marx and like Frantz Fanon, but
Frantz Fanon was black.
Oh damn! See,
maybe Karl Marx.
And even then, that's
and they shun Marxism in America.
Exactly. So,
goodness gracious, and white people don't even know. This 40-year-old white woman and the 40-year-old white woman who emailed you think that they are doing the right things.
Right.
You know what you should do? You got her number?
I got her on Facebook.
You should send her the white N-word. You and I aren't the same person, and white people don't approach me like this, but if they started approaching me this way, I'd send them that.
Okay.
I'll be your Martin Luther King for now. Mm-hmm. For now.
You see.
What's up?
Drew said the closest white MLK I can think of is Father Michael Flegg.
Yeah. From Chicago. We talked about him before.
Yeah, we did. Mm-hmm.
Yep. I throw Rachel Dolezal in there, but y'all don't want to hear it though. That's all right. I'm spending all of season 4 to convince you that Rachel Dolezal is the future. Okay, we got no comments?
No, listen.
Okay, for sure. We got one more thing that we want to do.
Oh, wait, my bad. I'm sorry.
You got some comments. So go ahead. My head. Go ahead.
Let's see. Chris said, when white people make you uncomfortable by trying to make you comfortable, it's the most awkward shit to be around.
Oh, my God.
Facts. Edit, by trying to do what they think will make you comfortable. Right.
Like, bro, just let me be uncomfortable, man.
Right. Exactly.
It's okay. I'll work it out. Right. It's not your job.
Right.
Because the last time you tried to comfort my people, you put us on boats. That's all right, though. I don't want comfort. Right. I don't want comfort from you. I don't want your convenience. I don't want your comfort.
Leave me the fuck alone.
Leave me the fuck alone. I'd rather be uncomfortable in this corner. I'm good.
You don't have to talk to me. It's fine.
I'm good.
Ernesto
Valdez.
We also got Malik and Kadaro for you.
Malik, what up, man? Hey. Kadaro for you.
Ernesto said my favorite show in the AM. Good morning, BeMo, as first lady of the house.
Yes.
Naya said that was supposed to be the job of all the DEI officers put into place at these companies. Exactly. And now they're eliminating them.
They are eliminating these DEI companies. But when I was sleeping with Superman, let me tell you something. Nope, not today. Nope, not today. Not today. Still not there. They're eliminating them. Mm-hmm. That's because DEI is of the past. I got to upload this onto the OBS. But I have finally created my timeline of progression. Right? I have figured out all the places that we have formed new blueprints and how we can recognize them as old blueprints. The DEI move is tokenism.
Yeah.
Nigga, we got over tokenism in 81. It's 2023. I wasn't even born in 81.
No.
Anyway, we have one more thing we want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of new blueprints, we went to a wonderful gallery opening over the weekend at the Black-owned, alley-operated Art of Noize right here in Washington, D.C. Make sure you go check them out at Art of Noize. It's a Z in there because you know how niggas do. I went to see, and I've told this nigga several times, I went to see our good friend, fellow Wake and Bake with BeMo Night, new Black Brain Trust member, Maurice James, Jr., right?
Yeah.
Maurice James Jr.
Yeah.
That's it, right? I hope I said it right. It sounds like a football player, don't it? It does. Went to see Maurice's show this weekend at the Art of Noize opening. Me and Maurice are going to do another amazing art talk. We'll do some great promo, and it'll be a beautiful situation. Might have an Urbane-esque Arsenio Hall type feel to it. Anyway, went over to the gallery. I've said this to Maurice several times. Sweetheart, we done had Robin up this whole time.
Oh, damn.
Fuck.
Damn.
That's all right.
I bet with that.
It's okay. I think it's the studio mode be crossing me up. What was I about to say? Oh, we went to see Maurice's show over at Art of Noize. I've often told Maurice that he and I got to be the same nigga. Because sometimes the thoughts that we be having, I be having thoughts, I don't say them out loud, and then I look on Maurice's page and he's depicted them artistically. It's like, God damn, are we the same nigga? So we went there over the weekend. I want to show you some of the pieces and just some of reactions. I want to encourage you to go over to the Art of Noize, go over to Art for the Black People. That is his Instagram, Maurice James Jr. Make sure you go over there to check that out. I just want to do a preview and just riff off of some of the questions that I saw from some of these pieces and just take you through them. I think the one that moved me first is the first one we're gonna see, sweetheart. It is the
they cycling.
Oh, you know what? Do me a favor.
What's up?
Under Maurice, hit the Maurice Trust, double click that. No, yep, double click it. Go from slide mode automatic to yep. All right, bet. The first one we're gonna see, I think, is the one that moved me to. What up, Tommy? Good morning, man. The one that moved me first this morning was the NAACP piece. You can go ahead and show us, y'all. So Maurice has these war bonds. These are printed pieces that he is selling. The war bond the funds go directly to fighting for Black liberation. That's a war bond. You know what I mean? You buy the piece, funds so to make sure you can shoot another bullet from the Black Liberation Army. All right? That's how war bonds work. This first one, the National, read the thing at the bottom, sweetheart. I think it's the National Association for the Aeronautic Colored
People.
Right.
Yeah.
So Maurice asked me this question while we're in the gallery. He was like, when you look at this joint, can you imagine what Black folks would have done if we hadn't been fighting for liberation, if we hadn't been fighting oppression?
Right.
He said, I think I'm a brilliant brother. I think you a brilliant brother. But everything that we do seems to be directed towards the struggle. Right. Imagine if niggas could go to space. Right. Imagine if niggas was so free that we were focused on what we look like in space.
Right.
And then later, House and I had the question like, what would Black folks find in space that white people aren't looking for?
Yeah.
And so the first thing the lady House said was like vibranium, because, you know, that'd be a resource. I mean, we said white people are also looking for that too.
Right.
What did we come up with?
I said land, like somewhere else to live.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
If niggas was in space, we'd have found a habitable planet already. Yeah. And we'd be gone.
Right. Because fuck y'all for real.
And for majority of if the same niggas who was focused on liberating Black bodies during the civil rights movement were focused on what's in space, we'd have found a new planet already. Cause this ain't it. Niggas been saying that since 1619. This ain't it. This ain't it. We gotta be somewhere else. We gotta be from somewhere else. Love this piece though. Love this piece because it just moves me. Maurice is definitely, I don't want to say grown, because grown feels like he was small before.
Yeah.
He's added tools to the toolbox.
Right.
He's put more rooms in the house. It was already a 12-room mansion. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now we got a bowling alley out back. You know what I'm saying? We just adding things to the house that are really good. So like this NAACP piece, he said is very in a different Afro future. It is very plausible that instead of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP would have been just aeronautic colored people.
Yeah.
Love you, Maurice. Hit the next one.
See, I think Drew mentioned Gil Scott-Heron wrote "Riding on the Moon."
Exactly.
Wasn't there? I think there was a piece.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah, Drew, you got to meet Maurice. Maurice meet Drew. Drew meet Maurice. Oh, this is just telling you how to get to the Art of Noize. If you're on Instagram right now, make sure you go check out Art of Noize. I think the closing is on August 26th. It is at the closing for Maurice's pieces at August 26th. What's the name of the gallery? What's the name of this exhibition? You remember? The Black Trust?
I got a business card somewhere.
I think it's the Black Trust. Maurice, if you're still here, or Nia, if you're still here, let me know. Remind me real fast. You know, we do drugs. I'll be forgetting things. Hit the next little dot. Right. Oh, yeah, it is the Black Trust. I'm supposed to put that first. I just fucked up this morning, man. The Black Trust at Art of Noize. This is the joint. It's so funny, and the reason why I say like me and Maurice must be on the same thinking pattern. Late in the house, you could bear witness to this since when I get let go. March.
Yeah.
Since March, I have been brainstorming this idea. I've been really in this mindset of, and I hate to keep quoting him because I feel like the more I quote him on the show, the more people think I actually think he's a source of information. But Dr. Umar said, "Who's building relevant Black institutions?" I've been thinking about the building of relevant Black institutions since March. And in doing so, I've been reviewing my own family history and just other relevant Black institutions. And I've been thinking about the Black Brain Trust. The Black Brain Trust, or it was, the Black Cabinet is what is also called, is a group of individuals during the 40s, started by great grand aunt Mary McLeod Bethune, just individuals who were trying to actually activate some of the theories and some of the mindsets of Blackness into practice. And we can actually see some results of those things in modern life, like all the time, like including the Tuskegee Airmen, A. Philip Randolph. His efforts and such always come out of the Black Brain Trust. But anyway, I've been thinking about starting this new institution called the New Black Brain Trust. I hadn't told anybody. I invite Maurice over to start talking about the Blueprint Parlors and the new Blueprint newsletter and how I want to start this institution. And he came over with a piece of art in his hand, right?
Yeah.
He had a piece of art in his hand. And I said, I want to start the New Black Brain Trust. And he giggled, handed me the manila envelope. What's in this joint? Is this picture right here, the Black Trust.
Yeah.
We got to be the same nigga. We got to be the same dude. What up, Mio? Man, where you been, man? I ain't seen you in so long, Mo Dog. I ain't seen you in so long. Oh, you in New York? That's right. You in New York. I gotta come up to New York, man. It's been so long. I miss your energy, brother. Okay, play the last one, sweetheart. Play the last
one.
Yeah. The Gathering Spot. That's what we talked about today. We talked about the Gathering Spot. When I see this piece right here, I see that conversation in real life.
Mm-hmm.
I just read. Oh shit, I'm dry, y'all. Here's what. I just finished up. Do I got it right here? I just finished up. Pass me the Song of Solomon if you can, sweetheart. I just finished up Toni Morrison's Song of Solomon. The Song of Solomon is a book, if I'm not mistaken, it's one of her few books that is written in the male perspective. Wonderful book, well written. Many times I was reading the book, I was like, I wanted to call Toni Morrison and be like, you motherfucker, this thing is good. Girl, you writing in here, my God. But you can't because you did. The book, one of the book's themes is like, what are we supposed to do with these niggas with money, right? The father of the protagonist, legacy money, generational wealth, owns property all over town, et cetera, et cetera. In the book, he wants to buy a piece of land that is on this white-only restricted island. Mm-hmm. His wife is against it. His family members are against it. His community is against it. But he wants to be excellent. He wants to whatever. So he goes and buys the place. And of course, his community talks about him. His family talks about him. Everybody's talking about Uncle Tom, white nigga, why you want to get away from the black folks, et cetera, et cetera. When I see this piece, it just reminds me of the possibility of having that all black space that can exist without the ridicule. Right? The Bruce's Beach, if you will.
Yeah.
And not the reclaimed white spaces so that we can have exclusivity even away from our own community. When I see this joint, I just, it just moved me. And I just wanted to share that with y'all. And to share these pieces with y'all, show you how me and Maurice are on the same thinking pattern, which is really wild. But he is definitely a wonderful and brilliant artist. Definitely go check him out at Art of Noize. Be there till August 20th right here in Washington, D.C. Follow him on Instagram. Get a piece. Other thing that I saw at Art of Noize, sweetheart, these joints are selling.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Maurice, let me get $5 from you.
Like hotcakes.
Huh? Like hotcakes.
I saw people putting stickers up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. These joints are selling. Okay? Okay? The art is doing numbers.
Yeah.
All right? And I want to do the part. I can't do the numbers right now, but I want to do the part. I want to do the part where we're sharing the art for the most of us and for all of us, for the benefit of us, because I believe Maurice is a brilliant artist, and I'm really looking forward to more houses on the mansion, per se. You feel me? Because this joint was great. Mm-hmm. This joint was beautiful. And the artist talk, we going to bring it. I'm trying to hold back right now because we're going to talk about some of the things in the artist talk. So we appreciate you, Maurice. I think he should be nominated for the Paul Robeson Negro of the Week. What you think?
I agree.
You accept this nomination? We have a new process for the Paul Robeson Negro of the Week now. Right? Okay. So I'm just going to do the nominating and you got to do the voting. All right.
Okay.
So our first nominee for the Paul Robeson Negro of the Week, Maurice James Jr. All right. Everybody give him a hand.
Hey.
Ladies, they won't get a joke unless you've been watching. All right. Before we go, I want to leave you with something special. Oh, we got any comments before I go? We got any comments? I want to hear from the people. Oh, what was your thoughts from the Black Dress?
Oh, it was beautiful. So many, I feel like each piece required me to stand there for a few minutes to just take in every single detail because there's so many different elements of, our history and Blackness and where we are as a people right now. To, it required you to really take an in-depth look at the art. Yeah. And I'm also like, how does he do that? It blows my mind.
Like how? I don't know. Because we know it's mixed medium.
Right.
Right. So we know it's collage.
I mean the whole concept, and it's so clever too. I'm like, how do you think to, I don't know, juxtapose certain themes? I'm like, that's brilliant. Yeah. It
is. Yeah. You know what you don't see digitally that we really enjoyed at the joint? The paper.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That paper?
Oh my God.
Crazy.
If you've been to the house, we got a little, well, it's still operational. Yeah. We got an operational print shop over here where we make little small batch projects, and me and the lady at the house just go goo and God for some paper, man. And the paper, the prints on these joints, the prints on the large scale joints, ooh, woo.
And they were framed. We couldn't even touch them, but we could still tell.
I could feel them through the glass.
Right.
Oh.
Right.
Oh. If you a nigga with money, go get you some Maurice art, okay? Okay, or save up, nigga, shit. Because goodness gracious. Yes, sweetheart, we did have to sit there for a while and take in each piece individually. And the how is such a great, the how the art comes to play is such a great question. Because I have no idea. Yeah. No idea. And that's beautiful.
Right. Right.
All right, before we go, we got any comments before we get out of here? Naya said there are payment plans. Oh, broke niggas unite! Let's go! Huh? Can I get a 20-year, $2 a month plan?
What's his name? Mundo Mio?
Yeah. Mundo Mio!
He said, I miss you too, my boy. New York lovely, man. Looking forward to seeing you within the near future. Always a pleasure, my Gemini brother.
Got to make it up to New York. That's what I got to do.
Kodara said, good morning, family.
What's up, man? Good morning.
Good morning. Maurice said, beautiful review, my brother.
Oh, thanks, brother. We gonna hold you down.
Back at the gallery Thursday.
Okay, for sure.
And then, you said their payment plans. Chris said, it's like an MC with amazing lyrics and double, triple entendres. Exactly.
You just on the record wow.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Right.
Rewind that.
Right. Okay. On YouTube, we got... Drew said, if black people went into space and colonized their own planets, it would only be a matter of time before it's War of the Worlds. Man.
Damn. Very true.
He also said, in philosophy class, I was In a philosophy class I was in, we theorized that in movies, green-skinned aliens or characters are supposed to be a metaphor for Black people, and I really think about that a lot. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. That's a new thought.
Drew said biggest example would be the Skrulls in Marvel Comics. They were originally villains and were invading white spaces.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Okay.
It became such a quote-unquote threat that the Avengers destroyed their homeworld and they became refugees. Today, Marvel sees how problematic that is and changed their story up. Now, the new Secret Invasion show is basically a metaphor for Black radicals trying to take over.
Interesting. I like this alien theory you got going on here. I'm going to have to dig into that some more.
Yeah, we, one of my English classes, our professor also made that same.
Black folks is aliens.
Yeah.
Huh.
I think we were watching District 9, I want to say it's called.
Now that makes sense in District 9.
Yeah.
What else we got? That's it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because you know what time it is. You know what time it is, right? I need a roach. Hold on. It's time for the burning question. I ain't got no roach. Oh, here you go one. For the roach.
What was the first thing we talked about?
So this morning we had spoken about the responsibility of giving jobs from Black folks to Black folks, the types of ownership. We talked about Maurice. We talked about white girl bingo. For some reason, we had a random critique of Kevin Hart in there.
Okay. Let's
take off the Maurice joint.
Oh. There you go. Okay. Let's take it back to Maurice though.
Okay.
What was your favorite piece and why? Or maybe what was the theme of your favorite piece?
Favorite is tough, but I'll say this. The NAACP joint really moved me. But the joint that moved me, especially in lieu of this conversation we had this morning, is the John Henry joint. I don't find, I've had 3 conversations about John Henry. This is my 3rd conversation about John Henry in the last 2 days.
Yeah.
And I have been thinking about how that story of John Henry, I think I presented it to Trey the other day, that I had thought that John Henry, I love John Henry because it's one of the oldest African American folklore stories. And it tells the story of grit versus ingenuity, I guess, and how grit always wins, but it will kill you. Because John Henry won.
Right.
But then his heart gave out. He died. And then the machine went on and did another mountain, and like they've got all about John Henry. But in this morning's conversation, as we were talking about, briefly, we were talking about like the AI situation, I feel like we're getting ready to have another John Henry moment again. And so seeing the war bond from Maurice with the Pan-African flag in the background, with the red, green, and black flag in the background of John Henry out front, I feel like we might have to lean on John Henry again.
Okay.
Which then makes me think, like, what was the lesson of the John Henry story? In the African American folklore in which John Henry wins and then dies, what was the lesson?
Right.
Did we get it wrong? That's what's moving me right now. Like, John Henry is a hero. Yes. Why? And is that an old blueprint? I think we have to talk about it on Thursday when we talk about the strike and AI. I think we have to talk about the John Henry thought.
Yeah.
Is John Henry an old blueprint? Interesting thought, sweetheart. Thank you for bringing it up. Is John Henry an old blueprint? Should we be building machines to tear down mountains?
Right.
Or should we just be swinging hammers? I feel like we've been swinging hammers for a long time.
Right.
A thought. Okay, sweetheart. Thank you. I appreciate it. Good thought. Good thought. All right, y'all. We're going to leave you there. We'll see you on Thursday for the Paul Robeson Negro of the Week. We'll definitely give out some more nominations for there. We have look like we're going to talk about John Henry and AI and the SAG and the Writers Guild strike that's happening in Hollywood and how that extrapolates to some of the creativity that is happening in your life and how you can express yourself and maybe an opportunity for you. It's at the top. Yeah, so if you want to definitely check us out on Thursday. If you want to catch the instant preview or the instant review of what happened on today's show, go over to YouTube. If you're on Instagram right now, we really appreciate you, but we doing all the work on YouTube right now. So definitely hit the YouTube or hit the Twitter. If you're on Facebook, go to Facebook, I suppose. If you listen to the podcast, definitely tell a friend and tell a friend. If you made it to the end of the podcast, text me right now. Text me right now if you made it to the end of the podcast, okay? I may give you $1 or something. But yeah, I'll see you on Apple Music or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Thank you to the Washington Informer Bridge. Got to call the drug man here in a minute. Sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hold on tight, don't let this feeling slip away. Your city, yeah, happy feelings. Frank Beverly, your main, don't be amazed. Find yourself, learn your joys and pains. Live your voice and sing. The sounds of your heart, don't you worry about a thing. And don't forget your lyrics. This is a reminder of joy every time you hear it. Just know that your birthright is joy. Smile, you can wear it contagious once you share it. Let love loose, don't fear it. Just that black boy joy.
Black boy joy upon your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. One more time, get this black boy joy upon your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. Where I was raised, black boys was being destroyed. I grew up a black boy, they stole my joy. Nobody put on my neck, so I do it for Floyd. Do it for Tamir Rice and for the underemployed. For the ones that gave back, communicated, deployed. I wanna give you a rope so that you can aboard. I wanna give you a hope so that you can avoid having to be a black man without no black boy joy. So get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. One more time, get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. For us, it's easier to go to jail than to go to college. Rather us be entertainers than be getting knowledge. They funded our own genocide. The word is power. Killing niggas in every song. I think it's coward. Easier to act tough when you in doubt because the world incriminates us. Cause we in doubt. Are we afraid of our own kind? And it's really wild. I think they got us backwards. I figured out it's easier to fit in than it is to stand out. So I'm black boy joy when I'm cruising around. And I'm black boy joy fresh hitting the town. And I'm black boy joy dancing cleaning the house. And I'm black boy joy when I go for a hike. Been black boy joy since I was riding a bike. My son black boy joy and that's crazy to me. I was miserable growing up, I really hated it, G. But the world is much bigger than I was able to see. So get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. One more time, get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. Smile.